Alright, final breakdown here is going to be a full gameplay breakdown versus Young Kiv. Now, again, we broke down Young Kiv a little bit earlier, but again, in case you don't know Young Kiv, again, he's one of the best players in the world every single year. He's a professional player. And right here, we're playing him in a CFM setting. This is about a $2,000 CFM, $100 entry, and this is the regular season. So Kiv is actually going to be in the bunch tight end, so you guys are going to get to see, uh, plenty of film. Versus we've gone over U trips, we've gone over trips, we've gone over bunch extensively, and now you guys are going to get to see where it's bunch tight end. So again, guys can kind of use this as a guide for really any Madden. Again, we're covering four of the most popular formations every single year. So right here to start versus Kiv. Again, we're gonna start off cross manning because again, bunch tight end has so many effective routes for his zone coverage that I've played this scheme before. I played his boy Henry running this offense before, and it was an absolute pain in the ass. Again, I tried playing really basic. I tried running all zone. And again, I realized right away, or towards the end, that was a mistake, and I had to start getting creative, start manning people up, and stop cross manning because again, just all out zone, even with, messing with the zone drops, it was just not the move. Crossers were getting wide open. All these type of different corner routes were getting wide open. So, again, I started off getting, creative versus Kiv. Again, I'm well aware of how effective, and we went over this in the tutorial, of how effective this crossing route by Wyatt. So, again, we're going to pretty much bracket it by manning it up and still having support over the top with a zone. Again, I'm going to have like my flat on like 20 just to kind of help up with the cross, and we're going to have Y manned up. Again, the other benefit to manning Y up too is it's going to defend this corner route really well. So, and again, we're going to have bracket coverage on the corner route, so it's not just going to be straight up man. We're going to be double teaming the corner route basically because we have a purple on the outside. And again, right here, it benefit us in another way too. So, why instead of again going with a what's it called, a double maple type of look, and that's double flats on both sides. And what double flats are is basically when you set your zone drops to 5 and 25 on each side of the field. That's what double flats or double maple is. So again, by having Y manned up, again we were able to uh, stop a hitch route at the same time. Again, that's not something I was anticipating, but since we had him manned up, it ended up benefiting us unintentionally. Whereas if we did something like double maple, that hitch, he would have been able to lowball that hitch. Again, right here you saw me change my purples to 10, um, or my flats to 10. That usually means that I'm gonna blitz all out here. And again, when you're utilizing hybrid coverage a lot, when people see you getting cute with your defense, again, a lot of the best players in the world, they're gonna start saying, okay, you want to start doing all these extra coverage adjustments. That most people are going to start utilizing their running back out in a route. So I kind of anticipating that. So again, you guys are getting a little sneak peek to kind of adjusting on the fly defensive course, but that was kind of my thought process here. So again, I did catch him sending out the running back. He didn't send out the tight end, but it ended up working out. We got the pressure and ended up getting the stop. And again, back on offense here for Kiv. And I didn't bring this up on the first drive, but again, guys, we always got to think, okay, bunch tight end, what can kill us in this formation? Who's the main target? Who's running the best routes in this formation? What are those routes that can kill us? And again, it's coming from Y. It's coming from the slot. And if you guys haven't noticed the trend by now, whether it's been in U trips, bunch tight end, trips tight end, bunch, that slot receiver is usually the one, or it has been the one running the best routes. He's been the main target. He's the one running those crossing routes and corner routes. So again, a good rule of thumb is, to kind of bracket that slot receiver by manning him up and still having those, zones on the outside. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Again, you're going to see Y manned up, and you're also going to see circle manned up. Actually, I did not have Y manned up there, but what you saw me do though is, again, this is another good tactic, and then this doesn't have to do with, hybrid coverage. Is a little off topic, but well, I guess we did man press Y here, so maybe you just didn't follow him. But again, if you see at the start of the play, once you kind of diagnose what the play is, and once I saw that it was play action, I already knew he was trying to roll out. So again, here you're going to see me hit him with the user rush here, and that's going to scare him from rolling out the rest of the game, and kind of allow for me to keep him in the pocket, and that's going to make bunch heading far less effective. And again, he's going to run play action again, and now I'm just going to fake the user rush, because again, now he's going to be reluctant to roll out. He's going to be a little shy to roll out. So now it's going to make our job a lot easier to defend this crossing route. And as you see, we got the crossing route manned up, and we got help from a zone as well. So again, this is the bracket coverage I've been telling you guys about in the whole course. So again, man by itself, again, it's going to get beat. But if you man them up with support of the zone, again, it's going to make for a really scary throw there. Again, it kind of forces him to kind of throw it away. Nothing was open there again. Again, we get Kevin to 3rd and 18. Again, I'm going to blitz here again to keep him honest. Because, again, usually when people are facing a lot of hybrid coverage, they kind of get sick of it, and they start sending out their running back. They start sending out extra people when you're manning up all these people, and when you're playing that type of coverage defense. So you want to keep them honest. You want to make them try to beat that hybrid coverage with only 4 out on the route, and don't make them feel like they can send 5 out. Don't make them feel comfortable sending 5 out. So again, this is just me keeping them honest with the pressure here. And again, we sent 5. We didn't come in, which is disappointing. Again, perfect call on defense, but we weren't able to get the pressure there. Again, he goes no huddle. 4th and 3. We had just blitzed him, so every time we've played coverage, he's been in the bag. So again, hopefully I go back to coverage here, and I do. Again, that was more the user. And again, I've been running a lot of hybrid coverage, so again, I want to mix it up. Again, Kiv is a really smart offensive player, so again, I don't want to just man up the same guys every single time. So at some point, people are going to say, okay, he's double teaming my crossing route. So again, you just kind of want to mix in, manning up Y, manning up that slot receiver, and that's what I did here. And just the threat of me, bracketing, his best receiver on his best route, as you saw earlier in the drive where I had him manned up and I had support from the outside zone. Again, Kiv was kind of scared to go back to that, so I kind of anticipated that. Again, this kind of goes more into a adjusting on the fly course, but again, I feel like it kind of corresponds to this course as well too. But again, I would go more in depth in the other course, but so here I'm gonna double flat instead. Again, I'm not gonna man up Y again because I'm not expecting Kiv to keep going to the Y crosser because I've shown him that I've been double teaming him. So again, I'm gonna mix it up here and just kind of double flat here or drop him into a zone on the left here. And instead, again, he's been manning up. He's been sending out his running back on a route a lot. So on his first drive, he would block his tight end and send his running back out on the route. And just on that last fight, he sent his running back out on a little hitch route or a little ghost route. So again, I'm going to man up the running back here instead. And again, take him away in case he runs that ghost route or that running back wheel again. So again, and I have my purple set to 10 or 15 here. So he's going to take away that wide corner route pretty well. But again, this is really the user here. Again, you guys definitely want to make sure you check out the Maximizing the User Defender course. So again, really, I just diagnosed the play here at the start. I knew my responsibility with my user. I knew what my coverage was. So again, I kind of knew what the open spots in the field were. So that's where I went with my user, was to where the open spots in the field would be. Again, I had a plan pre-snap. I said, okay, I had my flat set to 15, 20. I knew that the short flat would be open, so that's kind of I just completely bailed to that flat, and that's what kind of forced him to wait and throw that corner out because of that good bait there. And definitely make sure to check out the maximizing the user defender course, as I feel like that's such an essential skill that you don't even have to make the best coverage adjustments. If you have you know the right strategies with the user, it can make all the difference just by maneuvering on that left analog. Again, back on offense here for Kiv. So every time, if you haven't noticed, every time we've been in coverage style of defense, again, he hasn't really moved. So again, I'm going to be looking to kind of stay to the coverage style of defense. And here again, you're going to see me mix up who I man up. So again, I've been showing him that I'm willing to man up his Y route a lot. Again, kind of bracket that crossing route. So here I'm gonna cross man. I'm gonna mix it up. Yeah, and I'm gonna man up his playmaker receiver because again, you almost always want to man up the playmaker guy because if you don't, again, it's really easy to playmaker him into the vacant open spot of the field. So I definitely like to playmake man up the playmaker receiver, which is B in this scenario. And again, I'm mixing it up. Who I'm crossmanning as well. So here I'm gonna crossman square instead of the crosser because again I've been crossmanning the crosser majority of the game. So again, I want to give him some different looks and make him feel like I've been taking away the cross majority of the game. So again, Kiv's a smart player. He's going to look to attack with other receivers once he sees me dedicating so many resources to his slot receiver. So again, you got to constantly kind of mix it up and sometimes try to beat him to the spot. And what I mean by beat him to the spot is a lot of great offense. Again, this is a really high advanced level tactic here and strategy, but again, a lot of the best offensive players in the world, like Kiv, they're gonna see these, they're gonna see me getting cute, manning up his wide crosser, and again, he's gonna try to attack with other receivers. So I know that. So again, I'm just trying to beat him. I'm trying to beat him to the shot there. So again, here I'm not gonna crossman his slot guy again. Uh, Again, I almost always want this playmaker receiver man up because I don't want him playmakering up and away or up and down. The playmaker is really annoying, so I always want him cross man. And also, I always like cross manning the motion over receiver, because again that motion over receiver is usually going to be on some sort of crossing route or a slant. So again, I like him crossman so I don't have to deal with that. Again, most people aren't going to motion over like a streak or a corner out. So again, it's usually beneficial to crossman him. And again, at the start of this play, I was actually manning up B and Y, but when that guy went in motion, I crossman him because again, he's always going to be coming usually back. So if he's getting motion to the right, he's usually going to come back to the right, and he's going to come right back into the crossman. Again, that's exactly what happened. He motioned over a post. Again, he got bagged by the crossman. And again here, so again earlier in the game, I was crossmanning Y a lot, his crosser. Again, I hadn't been doing it too much recently, so again, I want to start crossmanning it again because Kiv's gonna, again at a high level like this, Kiv's gonna see that, and the crosser's just so popular. He's just bound to go back to it eventually. So again, I'm kind of mixing up. I'm always manning up this playmaker receiver, and I'm kind of mixing up whether I'm crossmanning the crosser route or a square. Again, I hadn't been manning up the crossing route too much lately, so I did want to mix it up. But Once he motions over here, I'm going to switch it around because I don't want the man up on the same side of the field as the motion. Because if he goes back across to where he came from, this man up is going to get cooked. So again, I cross manned it instead here. So again, let me show you guys that again, just in case that was a bit confusing. So again, I have Y cross manned at the start, but once I see him get motioned over, I don't want him manned up because usually he's going to come back across in a slant, and that man up's going to get cooked from the same side. So instead, I cross man the guy who was on the opposite side of the field. I cross man Johnson here, who's probably going to be, because again it's all about knowing the plays too. So again, I know that Johnson can run these short posts here. So I thought Johnson would be in that little short post here. So again, I cross manned him. And again, I was right. Ended up being on the post, and no one was open here. And again, so I made two quick adjustments here too. And again, like I said, I like the cross man, that motion over receiver, or you can man him up from the start, and then he'll be cross man when he goes over. Because again, usually this guy getting motion over is going to come back across in a slant or a crosser. Again, we just played perfect, phenomenal defense here. Again, we're gonna mix it up here. Keep him honest. So again, guys, basically almost calling this plays for him. So again, a lot of times, again, you gotta keep him honest with the split. So a lot of times they see this all-out coverage defense. It's just coverage, coverage, coverage. Oh man, he's cross-manning, manning everyone up. It's like, man, I gotta get someone. I gotta get my running back involved. So again, we're keeping him honest here. We're not just. We don't want him to feel comfortable sending five out. We want him to try to beat this all-out coverage. Man up, cross-man, hybrid defense with four people out. So again, we're gonna keep him honest here, show him that we're capable of sending the blitz, and again, we dial it up at the right time, and we're able to get yet another stop. And again, Kiv does hold me to a field goal here, but as you see, in this situation, up two possessions, he's at his own 25, no timeouts, 50 seconds. Again, we definitely want this Y crosser manned up. Again, we got to be thinking of, okay, who's the deep threat here? And the deep threat here is going to be Y because of that deep crosser, so we definitely want him manned up. And that's what I did there. I have him cross man. Again, I have the playmaker receiver manned up, so I can't just motion him up the field. And again, we're aware of the playmaker. We run left to go to the playmaker. And again, nothing's really open here. Again, here's second and 24. So again, we're going to be doing our coverage out of cover 4. Again, we're playing really conservative here, have our flats on 30. Because again, we know that he needs a really big play here to really hurt us. We're fine giving up the underneath there. Again, that kind of goes into a defensive situational play concourse, but again, it kind of ties in here. Again, we talk a lot more about those situations in the defensive situational play concourse, but again, you just want to play it safe here, run cover 4, flats on 25, 30. We're manning up the main big target, which is Y, as well as the playmaker receiver. You don't want to be able to playmaker him up the field here. Again, definitely going to have Y manned up here. Again, do not want that crosser to get over here and get him out of bounds. Actually, we're not going to do that here, so. But again, we do have our flats on 30, so that's why I'm not. So that's why you didn't see me man him up there. We got the flats on 30 and an outside quarter. And if anything, I would just kind of run with. I was planning on running with the cross for myself. Again, here this is just. Again, this goes into more maximizing the user defender course, but again, I just know my responsibility here. I know that he only has. I diagnosed the play at the start. I know I have this little crossing route manned up. I have my flats on 30, so I'm not really worried about that guy. So I'm like, okay, why not just come down and make a play and just hitch over the middle of the field? Because again, I know that I have this little crosser manned up with my flats on 30, and I'm able to super lurk him, and that's basically almost gonna kill the game. But again, it still ends up being an interesting game. Kiv is a really good come from behind player. Now, Kiv actually does end up getting a pretty fortunate stop. So, we're back here on defense. And again, most of this game he's been struggling with our hybrid coverage. And we just really been mixing in the blitz to keep him honest so he can't send out his running back. So again, up 2 possessions here. We want to keep him in front of us. We really don't want to give up that wide crosser, so we're going to have him cross man. And again, really nothing there for him here. Who did he? So yeah, we have our flats on like 15, 20 here. Um, always want to have that crosser. You know, almost always gonna have that crosser man up in this situation, so he can't get over the top here. And here we're gonna mix it up a little. We're gonna crossman the playmaker receiver here. And also, we're going to get a little creative. So, again, the weakness of cover two are these, are these corner routes, especially the corner route by square here and bunch head end. I know that if it gets over cover two, it's going to beat it for like 30, 40, 50 yards. So, again, we're going to man up that outside receiver because he can be on that really dangerous corner route that can click our cover two. So, again, he's going to be manned up. That threat's going to be taken away. And again, good play by him. He's starting to get comfortable, sending a little five out, and when we're playing all this all out coverage defense, manning people up a lot, it is a good idea to send out five. So that's why we got to mix in that pressure to keep him honest. So again, basically, what we've been doing most of the game, mixing it up. We're manning up that playmaker receiver as always. So can't just playmaker or drag up the field, but mixing up whether we're manning up, square or triangle here. Well, actually, I changed it at the last second. So again, I'm not gonna have to worry about the crossing route. Oh, where he takes it away. So again, I wasn't gonna have to worry about the crossing route there. I had him manned up. And again, guys, you're going to see me starting to get repetitive here. So, again, the reason being is Kivas scored 0 points for a reason. So, again, we're gonna kind of stick to our guns here. Stick to what's been working. And again, what's been working is this cover three. Man up the playmaker and crossman either triangle or square. And here that was actually a good play there by him. So again, we had our flats back pretty deep. We had him back on 25, so he's able to fit in that corner out there. So again, this is the benefits of again hybrid coverage though. So again, we can kind of drop our flats to 20 and man up that crosser. And as we talked about in the tutorial, we're gonna be able to guard this crosser now. Whereas if you had your flats on 25 and 30 without a man up, that crosser can still get over. But you can even drop your flats to 20, but as long as you have him manned up, that guy will kind of be bracketed. It'll be a scary throw. So here I'm going to get it even a little bit more creative than usual. So again, I noticed that Kiv he doesn't have any O-line ability, so the two-man rush can be effective versus him. So I added in another wrinkle. So Kiv has been doing a lot of running back wheels, these ghost routes by his running back. So I decided to man him up here. Again, he didn't send him out, but when I could have clicked on there on defense and made a play, but again, here we're going to try to keep Kiv honest. So, again, we've been doing a lot of coverage defense here. So, again, we're going to mix in the blitz. Again, good play call here by him. I think he probably anticipated this because we've been going like, coverage, 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 and then blitz. So, again, I think he might have finally caught on. So, again, I'm going to try to catch him off guard here because so far this game we haven't really blitz him on back-to-back plays, so I am going to blitz him. I believe I blitz him on back-to-back plays here. Yeah, I do. So again, we're just trying to keep him honest, keep him off balance. Force him to beat our hybrid coverage with only 4 people on the route. Don't let him get comfortable sending out those extra guys. And again, we're able to catch him there. Again, we hadn't sent the blitz on back-to-back plays yet, and we were able to catch him sending 5 out there. Because again, Kiv's not thinking I'm going to send the blitz on back-to-back plays. Most people don't do that. Now I'm gonna get a little crazy here. I'm gonna send the blitz on back to back to back. Oh no, I changed at the last second. All right. So again, here we're gonna have that playmaker receiver manned up. You've seen him playmaking him around on drag. So again, we definitely want that guy manned up almost always. And again, you're gonna send 3 and man up his running back because in case if he does send 5 out here, he's not gonna be able to throw that ghost route or that running back wheel. And again, good adjustment here by me. Again, we caught him sending out the running back at the right time, and we manned him up. Again, this is all from just realizing, kind of trends. So, I kind of expected him to send 5 out here, but I didn't want to blitz him again. So, again, if he did send 5 out, I was going to have his guy manned up. Because, again, no one expects a blitz on back-to-back-to-back plays. So, again, he probably felt safe sending 5 out. So, that's why I went with the man up the running back. Because, again, he has been putting him on a lot of ghost routes and running back wheels. And you see here kind of the benefits, too, of me manning up this guy motion over. So usually I do not do this. I actually do not advise doing this. It ended up working out here because he motioned him over in a corner route. And it looked like it would have gotten underneath my flat. But since the guy was manned up, he was going to play it. Because again, if you man up a guy from the same side when they motion over the receiver, again, that receiver usually goes back to the other side. And when he goes back to where he came from, like on a slant or a crosser, like a man up from the same side, I'm just going to get cooked. But luckily for me, he motioned him over on a crosser there. Again, right here. So what I'm seeing is the weakness of my cover 2 is going to be that corner route to the sideline from the tight end. So again, I'm probably going to man him up because that can kind of cook my cover 2. So to play it safe, I'm probably going to man him up. Or if not on this next play, I will on an upcoming play. And here I'm not going to do it, but and here down in the red zone too, like you can kind of get away with cover 2 because you really only need the 2 deep blues. Things get kind of tight down here, so you really only need 2 deep blues. And again, when I'm in the cover 2 here, I really want to be careful of. I know this corner route is super effective versus cover 2. It can cook me for a touchdown here. So again, I want square man up. Again, square in the corner route is a great cover 2 beater. And as well as I also want the seam end up in the playmaker because, again, I know the seams are really effective versus cover 2. So, again, I only have to watch one receiver on a seam here, and that's 84, a.k.a. Moss. Again, back on the cover two here. Only difference I made is I man up the running back, but he didn't send him out, and he caught me there. I came down a little too low. So again, we had good coverage on this play. You saw we had that little post cross man. We had the flat cross man, and I just can't. I just bit down a little too low. Again, that playmaker even got led into the hook. We just came down a little too low and wasn't able to fully play this playmaker up. Good play by him. And we get a quick score on Kiv. So we're right back on defense here. So we're kind of gonna, stick to what we've been doing, stick to what's been working. Again, as you see, that crossman, that corner route was gonna get an open versus cover three, but since we had that guy crossman, again that corner route was basically bracketed, so I made it a scary throw. Whereas if we didn't have that guy crossman, the guy could have that corner route probably would have been open, but we basically had him double team, so I made it a scary throw. Again, we're just gonna try to keep him honest here. Again, we've been doing a lot of coverage, so I want to mix in the blitz. And man, he popped me. And what I'm noticing is too is like he's having so much trouble versus the coverage. Every time I blitz him, he's starting to get these big gains. So I really just kind of want to, stick to the coverage. I do know I get blitz happy at one point, expecting them to keep sending five out. I might have been no, it was not this drive. But again, we're gonna go back to our guns because again, I'm saying to myself, all right, bro. When I blitz him, that's when he gets the big play. But when I'm playing coverage, it's an absolute struggle. So again, we're gonna stick to our guns here, stick to what's been working. And again, he can throw that corner out right there. If it's not for that cross man, he can definitely fit in that corner out. That flat is not gonna play it. But again, since we have it kind of bracketed, it's almost double teamed here. It's a scary throw with that man to man kind of trailing him. Again, we're gonna stick to our guns here. This has been really effective for us all game, so he's gonna have to prove that he can beat it. And again, we're gonna man up his running back here. We're anticipating and again, we caught him every time he sends out that running back. We kind of anticipate it right. Again, he's been doing it a decent amount, so um, every time we go coverage for a couple times, again, that's when he's likely to start sending out his running back. So I either blitz him or I man up his running back. And again, I don't want to risk blitzing him anymore because when I blitz him, he's getting that big play. Whereas when I'm playing coverage, that's where he's really struggling when I'm in coverage. So again, he's getting close to the red zone. I'm going to switch back to cover two. And again, we're wary of that, that corner route from the outside receiver versus cover two. So he's going to be manned up. Again, good play by him. I haven't seen this play yet, so again, that kind of caught me off guard here. Good play by him. And again, we saw it though. He had the tight end corner out. It kind of exposed our cover two. It was running across the back of the end zone. So again, he's shown us that the tight end corner out is good versus cover two. So we got to man that route out because that's a threat to our cover two zone. Again, so I'm going to make that adjustment. We're going to have the tight end manned up now. Again, this was such a good play from him. I got so fortunate here. Again, you can see though we're gonna have that tight end man up again. We can't allow that tight end to run across the back of the end zone. Again, we saw it one time. We're not gonna let it happen again. Again, tight end man up again. Have the cross. Want the playmaker always manned up so he can't just playmaker this guy up. Again, playmaker guy covered. And again, we get pretty fortunate again for him to drop that. So, fortunate drive here on defense, but we do end up getting the stop. And unfortunately, I do end up taking a safety, so Kiv is going to come right back with the ball. He gave me the ball at like the 3, and I ended up getting the safety. So, again, I really need to stick. Again, we're just going to stick to our guns here, stick to what's been working. He's been having trouble versus coverage defense, so we're going to stick to that. And as you can see, he can still not really get anyone open versus coverage style of defense. Again, Kiv is one of the best passers in the world. So as you guys are seeing, this hybrid coverage is a proven effective strategy, and I've shown you guys from several different angles, several different players, several different perspectives. So again, this is definitely a tactic you guys got to start implementing into your game. Again, Kiv is again one of the best passers in the world, and he's not really able to really get a receiver open on this type of strategy here. Again, here we're just going to try to keep Kiv honest. We've been playing a lot of coverage and just sent out the running back. But we had the guy on freaking a little too far back there, kind of anticipating the crosser, obviously. We're up 2 possessions. So, again, we were just trying to keep him honest. Again, didn't work out. But, again, I'm going to go with the back-to-back blitz. I probably shouldn't have done this. But I didn't expect him to think I was going to blitz back-to-back plays, so... Again, good throwaway here from him. Again, that's another big tip here, guys. Again, this doesn't really deal with the course, but again, when something is not there, throw the ball away, take the sack. That's what the best players in the world, like Kiv, do here. They live to fight another down because it's so easy to lose games just forcing passes. Again, man, is a short game. It's not like the NFL where it goes on for 4 hours. Making those 1 or 2 crucial mistakes because you got a little greedy is going to be the difference between winning and losing you a lot of Madden games. So always be willing to throw the ball away. Again, we're going to get pretty aggressive here. Back to back to back blitzes. I don't agree with this at all. Going back looking at this because, again, he struggles so much for his cover defense. So I do not like this call at all here. But, again, yeah, and he exposes us here. Good play there by him. Again, I really just got to get back in the coverage defense. Stick to our guns, stick to what's been working here. No need to blitz him again, and I blitz him again. Bad. This is bad by me. As you guys are gonna see, every time I blitz him, he gets a. It seems like he's getting a big play. Whereas when I played coverage, he can't really move the ball. So I gotta go back to coverage, and I think that's what I do here. Again, I got a little too blitz happy here. I do not like that. Those sequence of play calls. Looking back at this at all. Yeah, we're gonna go back. Stick to our guns, stick to what's been working. Again, we're gonna throw in a little hook zone here on the left because, he has been dropping some curl routes and stuff here. So, oh man, and we're close, but couldn't quite make the full user play there. Again, probably gonna go to the cover 2 here. Yeah, cover two in the red zone, and again, we have that corner route manned up. We know the weakness of cover two is those little deep silence, and we got those. We know the corner routes from Y and X are really effective, so those are going to be manned up. And again, that was the X corner route there. We know that gets over, so again, we gotta use those man ups to kind of protect against the weakness of your base coverage. Again, we had that tight end corner man up because remember last time down in the red zone, that tight end corner ran off the back of the end zone. So, again, we don't want that to happen again. So we man him up. Again, that tight end corner is a threat to us in the red zone when we're in cover two. And good play here by Kiv and good little quick snap here. Good drive here by him. And again, I think that's basically going to be game though, because I think I'm going to get the ball back and kind of ice this game here. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have one drive here, and again, don't overcomplicate it. In these situations on defense here, again, like a cover four solid defense. Flats on 30 here. Um, Nothing too crazy. But again, really the story here in this game is, or just to kind of show you guys how effective mixing in your hybrid coverages can be. And manning up that playmaker receiver, and just really just knowing what are the effective routes, that or what are the routes that can beat our stock cover two, what are the routes that can beat our stock cover three, and then utilizing bracket coverage, or manning up or cross manning to help that kind of help our zones out, so it's not the zones aren't so pressured to play everything, and we got you know essentially bracket coverage when we man up those extra guys, to help play the crossing routes and corner routes better.